Hey there, welcome to this ultimate Kajabi deep dive. If you've ever wanted to know how to master Kajabi, like really understand it and use it to make a lot of money and build an amazing business, this video is for you. In the next 90 minutes, we're gonna cover everything from building courses, creating killer sales pages, order bumps, one-click upsells, putting all of it together in a process inside Kajabi and making all of it work. We're also gonna look at how to build other products like digital downloads, newsletters, auto webinars, setting everything up to work for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week in the background of your life. This next 90 minutes is gonna be everything that you need to know to build and scale your business using Kajabi. And so before we dive in, if you're not on Kajabi yet, you can use my link to get a 30-day free trial. Go to lanesebring.com/Kajabi. That gets you your first 30 days for free. And you get my 3 exclusive bonuses. The first one is the Kajabi Accelerator course. This will help you get the best possible start on the platform, hit the ground running, making money as fast as you can. Second, you're going to get the top 3 mistakes that new Kajabi users make. This is my exclusive masterclass. This is what I built after helping 400 people get started on Kajabi. I actually met one-on-one with the first 400 people that I helped sign up to Kajabi, and I learned a ton about what works and what doesn't. And it's all in this masterclass, and it's yours when you use my link. And you're going to get the 25K course launch email template. These are the exact emails and email strategy that I used to launch my first course, which did over $25,000. All of that is yours for free when you use my link over at lanesebring.com/Kajabi. So I've got my new mustache, I've got this Coke Zero orange cream, and you and I are about to spend the next 90 minutes mastering Kajabi. Let's dive in. What's the difference in a course that wildly sells and makes tons of money and a course that just sits there and rots away in a sad, lonely death of decay? Well, the difference is in the planning and in the research that you do. Don't be alarmed by the word research. It's actually pretty simple. The difference is in the planning. And in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to plan for a successful course. I've launched lots of courses, especially over at my first online business, Preaching Donkey. I've helped hundreds of people launch courses, and I have figured out what leads to success in building a course and launching it, and what leads to abject failure that just makes you want to cry. And in this video, I will show you how to avoid said disaster. My name's Lane. Thanks for being here. Be sure to subscribe. Today is going to be on how to build your course in terms of planning and working through the lessons. Then we're going to do a full course building demo on Kajabi. I'll show you that tomorrow, exactly how to build your course on Kajabi. Then I'm going to talk about a launch plan. How do you launch your course using Kajabi for the most amount of success? And then I'm going to show you a whole day, a whole video on just sales pages on Kajabi. So I hope you're ready, because this is going to be quite the series. What goes into building a course? What makes a course work? And really, it's kind of broken down into 3 parts. The first part is research, if you're from Canada, or research, if you're from the US. Research, that's number 1. Number 2 is taking that research and putting it into a proper plan. And number 3 is going to be like launching it to the people who you've researched and figured out that they want the course. So in this video, I'm going to focus on how to do the research. And I'll stop saying it that way. I know it's annoying. I'm going to focus on how to do the research. And then I'm going to talk about how to take that research and plan. That's what we're going to do in this video. So how do you research for a course? And this is really where a lot of people kind of mess up with online business, because they think to themselves, I know what my course is going to be about. And I did this more times than I can count, where I would just be like, oh, I know what my courses are going to be. And this is very common. People will get into online business, and before they make even like a shred of content, before they even have one audience member, they're like, I know what my courses are going to be. They're going to be this, this, and this. And that's great. Write all that down. Don't feel bad about that. That's great. However, the difference in a course actually being successful is when you figure out what people actually want. Like, that's what matters. And the way to figure out what people actually want is, and this is incredibly insightful. So lean in, ask. You got to ask. You got to ask them what they want. And the way that you ask them what they want is really 2 questions. The first question has to do with figuring out where people are stuck. Well, the way I like to ask this question is, what is your biggest challenge as it relates to whatever topic. So like when I used to do Preaching Donkey, it'd be, what is your biggest challenge with your preaching right now? Another way to say it might be like, where are you stuck? Where are you stuck in your preaching? That's the first question. The second question has to do with goals. Like, where are you trying to get? What are your aspirations? So if the one question is kind of tell me where you're stuck, like what's holding you back, the other question is tell me where you want to go. Like tell me if sky's the limit, you can go anywhere, you can do anything, what would that be? What would that look like? Get them to dream a little bit and get them to tell you in their words what they want. And so now, after you have asked that question enough times, you have enough answers to that question, you can look back and go, oh my gosh, like now I'm starting to see a pattern. Okay. So let's say that you talk about fitness, your online business is in fitness. And you ask people, where are you stuck in your fitness journey and where do you want to go? And everybody's telling you, I am stuck trying to lose that last like 15 pounds. I'm just stuck. No matter what I do, I keep circling, around this 15 pounds that I need to lose, and I'll lose a little bit, then I'll put it back on and I'm just stuck. Okay, great. Where do you want to go? Where what I want to do is I want to get that 15 pounds off, but I want to have like a sustainable path forward where I'm not yo-yoing. Okay, great. So now I have the research that I need, right? People have told me over and over again, it's that last 15 pounds. Okay, great. What I want is I want to keep it off. Got it. So I start to like put these pieces together and I start to identify like this is a problem that I can solve. And maybe I can solve this problem with my course. And that's really the thing that we're going for here. What sets a course apart that actually works versus a course that doesn't work? A course that works solves a problem, and it solves a problem that people actually have. It scratches where people are actually itching. And the way that you figure out where that itch is and you figure out where that problem is you ask them. You ask them those two questions. So we worked all the way back to where are you stuck and where are you trying to go? So let's say that you do that. And by the way, if you're wondering like, who do I ask? You ask the people that are on your email list. You ask the people that are following you on social, and even if that's only a handful of people, ask them, email them, send it out on social, post it to your page and say, hey, I have a question. Where are you stuck? Where are you trying to go? And get the answers to that question. And by the way, never stop asking this question because over time, this will turn into other courses and other products. But right now, we're just trying to focus on this mini course that we're trying to get launched quickly. So gather that data. And by the way, it's okay to go into this with an idea of what you want to do. Like that's okay. Like you don't have to completely scrap your plans. What you're trying to do is figure out like the thing that I'm thinking, is it actually anywhere near where people are? That's what we're trying to go for. So put that down on paper, and then we're going to do an exercise that is going to help you actually start building the course. And this is the escape arrival paradigm. So what am I helping people escape from? What am I helping them arrive to? And then what are the milestones along the way? So going back to the example of the fitness thing, what I'm helping them escape from is this kind of like I got 15 pounds to lose and I can't. I want to escape this reality that I'm in. Where I'm trying to help them arrive to is I have lost that 15 pounds and I'm keeping it off. Okay, so boom, now we have escape and we have arrival. What are the milestones? Well, the first one is they need to know how to stop like bad mindsets and habits because what's got them to this point is not working, right? Second thing is they need to make a nutrition plan. Third thing is they need a good like workout plan that is going to burn fat and burn a lot of calories. Fourth thing is they need to, have some accountability, whatever, right? I'm mapping out those milestones because to get them from where they're stuck to where they want to go, I know the path. Now, my job is to take that path and put it into a course. So those milestones become, in a mini course, those milestones become lessons. The thing about a mini course that I love versus a flagship course is the mini course can be launched very fast because you might identify 5 things that they need to know or that they need to do. Well, now all of a sudden, we've got an outline for a course. So take those milestones and start to map out what would a lesson in a course look like, okay? And even in that lesson, you could do the exact same thing, right? If the lesson is new mindsets, right? Overcoming this bad way of thinking that's got them to this point. Okay, that's what the lesson is supposed to do. Where do we need to escape? Where are we trying to arrive? What are the milestones along the way? We can do that for each lesson. So tomorrow we're actually going to see how to build out the structure of your course in Kajabi so that you actually have the lessons that you can start to upload videos into and resources and all this. But for today, this is the plan. Ask that question to as many people as you can. Get the answers that will help you to get this ball rolling and do the work of this escape arrival paradigm, and you will have something built quickly. If you want a full picture of how all of this works in terms of building your online business and getting it to that first $1,000 a month consistently, go to lanesebring.com/workshop. This is my Turn What You Know into Dough workshop, where I'm going to show you exactly how to get that first $1,000 per month in your spare time in passive income. And I'm even going to show you how to make your first $1,000 in the next 2 weeks. That's all over there at lanesebring.com/workshop. Hey, I'm going to show you how to make a course inside Kajabi. You're going to go over to the products tab, hit new product. That's going to take you here, and you're going to hit course. Turn your knowledge into a world-class learning experience. Build a course that helps you connect with your audience and grow your business. In today's video, what I want to do is I want to show you how to take the planning that we've done and actually put it inside Kajabi. So we're going to go to course. We're going to hit get started. We'll use your title and description to generate a sample course outline. So I'm going to do my fitness example. If you don't know what I'm talking about, yesterday in the video, we talked about this escape arrival paradigm when you're planning a course. And we said, if we want to lose 15 pounds and keep that 15 pounds off, how do we do it? So I might say 15 pounds forever. Okay. That's maybe probably not the best title, but how to lose your last 15 lbs and keep it off for life. Use this info to generate content and add additional resources. I'm gonna keep that toggled on so you can see what that is going to do. Hit next. Customize your course's appearance. The primary branding for your course displayed at checkout and throughout the member experience. So the primary color is going to be my orange. The accent color is going to be this color blue. Thumbnail image. Choose a thumbnail. Let me see if it makes me do that. It doesn't. Okay. So to price my course, choose whether this course is paid or free. If it's paid, set its price and payment option. Don't worry, you can change this later. One of the things I always talk about is Kajabi does not keep the product attached to the price. The product can be anything you want it to be in terms of price because you just put it with an offer and sell it for whatever you want. For example, let's say that I build this lose 15 pounds forever mini course, and I want to price it most of the time at $97, which is a great price for a mini course. So I price it at $97, but then down the road, I'm like, I want to do a Black Friday sale in November, and I want to sell this course for $67 as a part of that offer. Well, I can just make an offer for Black Friday for $67, put this course in it, and now all of a sudden this course is selling for not $97, but now $67. So you can do it however you want, but it does have you put the paid option in there. It says offer Apple Pay and Google Pay. Connect to Kajabi payments to offer your customers even more ways to pay. Now, I am connected in my main sites over at Preaching Donkey and over at Lane Sebring. This is a sample website that I'm using with Kajabi, and so I'm not connected here. So I'm going to actually hit skip for now in terms of setting the payment. But I will take you over and show you inside of my own course how it looks when you set the payment. So initializing the creation wizard, it was doing a little work there, AI style, to get us a sample outline. So what it's done here is it has given us a sample outline with some modules and some, kind of just giving us a framework. Now, if you were with me yesterday and you saw that video, you have already made your own framework. So this is not something that you may need to do, and you can toggle that off and not have them do that. But I do find it helpful to look at what they've come up with and see what you can do from there. Now up here, I can hit expand all, and it's gonna build out, it's gonna expand out all of the different modules. So in the first module, it just says understanding weight loss. By the way, these bolded things are modules. So in the escape arrival paradigm, when you came up with those milestones turn into modules, all right? Or lessons. In this case, we're looking at modules, and under that, there might be, you know, some lessons, and this can still be a mini course. If we click on this, this is the individual lesson. So the science behind weight loss, and it already gave it a title. Again, I can go in here and I can change this to anything I want. I can change it to the art of weight loss. All right. It doesn't have to be exactly what they put. They just give you a place to start. So I'm going to actually just go back to what they had. So title goes there. It's in this module. Down here is the description. I like to do a lot of things in the description. I like to have a little bit of a reinforcement of what is actually in that lesson. And I like to put links to whatever resources that there might be. The video, you can add video here. You just pick a file, upload it straight from your computer. Audio, you can do an audio file straight from there. You can have a thumbnail for your lesson. I make all my thumbnails in Canva. And then you can actually do downloads. I think this is really important. Downloads are one of the things that help to set a course apart from like normal content that just is found for free on YouTube. This is one of the questions that a lot of people ask. They're like, well, if I have a YouTube channel and I'm making content there, what's different about my course? And there's a few things that are different. The main thing that's different is that a course provides a clear path. A course provides an aggregation of all this information that they could get somewhere else, but they would have to do the research themselves. They would have to do the aggregation and the curating themselves. You are saving them all that time and all that effort and putting it into a logical, clear path that they can follow. But part of what makes it even more valuable is when you kind of add layers of resources to it. So it's not just a video, because they can get that video on YouTube. You could put together a playlist like this one, but it's also the downloads that go with it. So I like worksheets and action guides and one pages that help to supplement and complement the lesson itself. And by the way, if you want to see how courses fit into the big picture of your online business, go to lanesebring.com/workshop. This is my Turn What You Know into Dough workshop, where I'm going to show you how to make your first $1,000 in passive income in your spare time with your online business, $1,000 a month. And you'll be able to find out exactly how all of the pieces of this online business world fit together, from your content and your lead magnet, your email funnel, your offer, your courses, how all that kind of fits together, how it works to make you that first $1,000 a month consistently. That's over at lanesebring.com/workshop. It's free. It's on demand. You can watch it right now. So this is the lesson side of things, and this is how you put everything together. You can set up an automation where like they watch this lesson and it sends them an email and says, hey, I saw that you just watched lesson 2. What are you thinking? Or here's the next step you can take. Or would you want to write me a testimonial? Whatever the case. So that's how the actual kind of lesson is built. Anytime you're building stuff out on Kajabi, you can always hit preview and you can always see what's going on. So this is where the video would be. This is where kind of the syllabus of the course would be. This is that description, and then people can add comments. I'm going to take you inside one of my courses so you can kind of see how all this looks inside an actual course. So this is my course, 6-Figure Fastlane. This is kind of the welcome page of it. This is a module inside the course, and then these are the lessons inside of that module. And so if we click on this one, here you're going to see everything kind of laid out that we went through. There's the video, there's the syllabus of the course. Once it's complete, they hit complete or it automatically does it. Here's the downloads that includes the worksheets. Here's the description that kind of is a complement to it. And then there's comments down there. So this is what the kind of end product of a course looks like. And by the way, if you want to see what all this looks like, go to lanesebring.com/fastlane. This course may be exactly what you need to catapult your business and replace your 9-to-5 income with a thriving online business without hustle, grind, or having to build a large social media following, because I didn't have to do any of that. And I made a multiple 6-figure business. You can do the same, lanesebring.com/fastlane. All right, now you are ready to build your course on Kajabi. Tomorrow, I'm going to talk about launching your course, because it's one thing to plan it, which we did yesterday. It's another thing to put the course into Kajabi. But then there's this whole question of like, how do I sell it? That's tomorrow. Be sure to be here for that. Join Kajabi if you haven't yet. Watch the workshop. See you tomorrow. So once you get to the point where you have your mini course built, how do you actually launch it? This is where a lot of people mess up, because if you put in all the work that it takes to build a course, do the research, find out what people actually want, build out the framework for the course, outline it, film the lessons, upload the lessons, load it all into Kajabi, set it all up. That takes a lot of effort and a lot of work. And if you do all that, you don't do that just for the fun of it. You actually want to make money. And most of your money, at least initially, comes from a good, solid launch plan. And so in this video, I'm going to show you exactly what goes into launching your mini course, how to make sure that not only are your people ready for it, but they are primed to buy it. For that, stick around. My name is Lane. I love to help people replace their 9-to-5 income with a thriving online business without hustle, grind, or having to build a large social media following. If you're into that kind of thing, subscribe and like the video. I don't ask enough, and I'm asking you. If you've ever been helped by me, like the video. Here's what we're going to talk about today. There are 3 steps that it takes. Number 1 is a great sales page. I want to focus in this video on the other 2 steps. Number 1 is a really good pre-launch plan, and number 2 is launch week. What you do in those things. So prior to launching your course, you want to have a really good pre-launch plan. Think of this like when a movie is about to release. Let's say you're a production studio. You put all this work into making a movie. You don't just automatically just throw it out there and put it in the theaters and hope people show up. No, you do a months-long campaign of releasing the trailer and putting all the main actors out to the late night shows and running ads. And you do all this so that on opening day, people have bought tickets and they're showing up to the movie. Think about that, but condense it, okay? Because we don't have months. We're trying to do this fast. So how can you get people aware that something is coming, build some anticipation, and get them thinking along the lines of, oh yeah, I need that. So what I like to do with pre-launch is I like to take a step back from the problem that my course solves, and I like to ask myself, what would be something that would lead people up to that point and leave them kind of wanting more, leave them asking for more. So think of this as content that happens before launch week that brings people to the point of wanting something more, and then your course is that more. Your course is the thing that ends up solving that want for more stuff. I've done a lot of things as the pre-launch material. I have done a workshop. This works really well. Think of it like you could either do like a pre-recorded workshop. I've done this where it's like 3 parts in a workshop where I release one every 2 days or one every day for 3 days or for a week. And I let people know, hey, there's a workshop. You can set all this up inside Kajabi. It's super easy. It's nice to be able to say you have to register for the workshop, go, and the workshop kind of builds on itself. There's like a 3-part collection of content that builds up. And then on the last one, you say, hey, tomorrow I've got something really cool. I'm going to open up the doors to my course. You could do this with a live webinar. I've done this as well. This is really, really great because you get everybody to the live webinar. You teach some content that's really, really good and helpful. And then on that webinar is when you actually make the announcement that your course is opening up, and you give a steep discount or some kind of incentive to those people that are on the webinar to buy live right then and there. And it could be just as simple as an email campaign leading up to launch day where you're adding value and teasing that something else is coming. By the way, in this playlist, I show exactly how I did a live webinar that sold a course. It was actually a live cohort style course, but I'll show you exactly what we're talking about. So if you want to know kind of how all this looks in very great detail, mapped out on Kajabi, watch that playlist. But essentially, the pre-launch is there to prime the pump so that you're not just springing it on people. That's really what you want to think of, is answer the question, what do people need to feel? What do they need to know? in order to be ready when this course comes out. And believe me, I have made this mistake before where I have been so excited about the course that I've built that I thought, no, they don't have to be ready. But this is just so good. They're going to want it. They're going to want it because I built it, because I did the research, I put it together. All I got to do is tell them that it's here and they're going to be like, yes. And you have to bring them to that point every time. And you can't just expect that because you built it, they want it. You have to get them excited, get them almost like pique curiosity, build some tension, and then release the course on them. And it's amazing. So pre-launch is the first thing. Now let's talk about launch week. Let's say that you do everything that you're supposed to do with pre-launch. You pick one of those things. You do a live webinar, or you do like a 3-part pre-recorded workshop, or you do an email campaign, or just keeping it very simple, you do like a little bit more content the week before. If normally you do one main video, let's say that week you do 2 main videos. And in those videos, you're really, really focusing on teaching the thing before the thing. You do all that, right? So people are very excited. And then launch week happens. What do? What I like to do on launch week is set an amount of time. 5 days is a really good amount of time for launch week. I've done 7, I've done 10, I've done 5. It doesn't really matter, but especially for your first launch, shorter is a little easier. Shorter helps you kind of manage things better. So I like to think of like a Monday through a Friday. So Monday morning, I open the doors and I send out an email that basically says, hey, I am opening the doors to my new course, such and such, thing, what it's called. And that email is basically letting people know it's open and here's what it does. And in day 2, day 3, day 4 of this 5-day launch sequence, I'm going to do a number of different things. Between one email might be sharing testimonials of people who are in the course. One email might be a basic like repeat of the sales page, which we're looking at a sales page tomorrow. So I'll show you exactly what needs to be on the sales page there. But it might be an email that kind of walks through a basic sequence of what's on the sales page. One day might be like busting some myths. So in other words, it might be something where I say, hey, you believe this about this problem, but this is actually true. And some people believe this, but this is actually true. And my course solves that problem because it, busts the myths. Or you might have tried, you might feel like you've tried everything before and nothing will work. Here's why my course will work. I might do a email on the bonuses, like honing specifically in on the bonuses that my course has to really show the value of it. So day 1 is introducing the course. Day 2, 3, and 4 is like really, really honing in from as many different angles as I can on the value that the course delivers. Here's what it's done for other people, testimonials, social proof. Here's like the added value that it has, bonuses. Here's everything it does, right? Sales page, right? Something along those lines, 1 a day, every day. They're not going to open every email. Nobody does, but they're seeing this every day for these, 4 days. Day 5 is when I'm closing down the course. And this is really important because when you open the course up on launch week, you want to tell people that it's only going to be open for a certain amount of time. So only going to be open for 5 days. Because without urgency, people don't make decisions. People need, like, deadlines drive decisions. And so on that first day, you say, hey, it's open and it closes on Friday, 11:59 p.m. So get it by then. Day 2, here's what all these people have said about it. By the way, if it's your first course ever and you don't have testimonials, find testimonials of people who have praised your teaching as long as it's related to the course. And you might say something like, when I've taught this type of material before, or when I've taught these concepts before, here's what people have had to say about it. Then once people have been in the course, now you have proper testimonials for that course. And you can say, this person went through this course and here's what they said. So there's if you're asking that question. But every day you're saying, hey, it closes on Friday, closes on Friday, closes on Friday. When you get to Friday, you're going to send 3 emails. I know this sounds like a lot, but this is why you condense it into 1 week and then you leave people alone for a little bit after it's over. So on day 5, Friday, come out in the morning, say, hey, this is the last day. And on this day, you're going to recap all of the value that's in the course. And by the way, in each email, in every email, you want to send people to the sales page. That's every link is to the sales page because that's where they actually buy. They don't buy from the email. There's not a button to buy in the email. You're taking them to the sales page, and that's where the whole process takes over. We'll look at sales pages tomorrow in day 22. So first email in the morning is like a recap of everything. Hey, it closes tonight. You got to buy. Then in the afternoon, you're going to do a courtesy reminder. Hey, it closes in about 18 hours. I just want you to know. And then at like 10 p.m., I do like a last chance email where it's like, hey, just going to keep this really short. Only a couple hours left to purchase this amazing course. If you want in, now is the time. Anytime I've ever launched a course, half of my sales come in on the very last day. And half of those come in the very last 2 hours. So that just, to me, shows the importance of urgency. If you want a really, really good kind of synopsis and more detail into a 6 email plan, I gave you a 5, but if you want a 6 email plan, check out this video here. It will help you walk through that. So between pre-launch and launch week, that's really the plan for it. Now, tomorrow, like I said, we'll look at sales pages. If you want to have a full picture of what your online business looks like and how courses and launching courses fits into it, go to my workshop, lanesebring.com/workshop. This is my Turn What You Know into Dough workshop where I'm going to show you how to make your first $1,000 per month consistently in passive income in your spare time. lanesebring.com/workshop. Free on demand. You can watch it right now. All right. Go join Kajabi if you haven't yet. Set up your plan for your pre-launch and your launch week. Tomorrow we'll look at sales pages. I'll see you then. Your sales page is how you sell stuff online. The sales page is so vital, and it's important to get each part of it right. It is a fact that the words sell. How do you organize those words? How do you put it all together? That is called copywriting. We're going to get into all of that. Before we get into the mechanics of it, which I'm going to walk you through how to actually do it on Kajabi, you have to kind of get an understanding of like what a sales page does, what a landing page does that is a sales page, and how to make it do that thing. So what is a sales page's job? The job of a sales page is for someone to end up on that page, to land on that page, and that page does the job of showing them the problem that they have, showing them that there is a solution to that problem, and convincing them that your solution that is outlined on that page is the one that they should choose to solve that problem. And there's a lot that goes into making that happen, but there are just a few steps that work across the board to get that done. And I'm actually going to show you 11 steps, 11 things that you should do in the order that you should do them. And then I'm going to demonstrate on one of my own sales pages how I've done this. Now, I want to mention, I'm reading directly from notes that I took last week, this like weekend, the end of last week over at Kajabi Hero Live. And this was a presentation that Brendan Burchard gave, and he was just walking through what he does on a sales page. And it works. He's made over $100 million in sales on Kajabi. He's one of the first people to jump onto Kajabi, and he's done a lot of business on the platform. In fact, together, Brendan Burchard and I have made a little over $100 million on Kajabi, which, you know, hey, it's kind of neat. But the point is, this works. So here is his 11 steps, and I'm reading directly from my notes. The first one is possibility. So he says, have a headline or a hook on your sales page that presents what is possible. Second, pain. So there's the possibility of what they could accomplish. Second is pain. I always love to use the example of fitness training because I feel like it has such a vivid before and after transformation kind of story. So possibility would be, imagine losing that last 15 pounds and keeping it off forever. That's what's possible. Pain. You've tried everything you can, and what it has resulted in is a lot of yo-yoing and frustration. Okay, pain. Expert story positioning. I have helped so many people solve this problem. I've had X amount of success. I've done this in my own life. Let me show you some examples. expert story positioning. Unique method or system. This is where you show them that you have a way of solving this problem that is different and better than anything they've tried before. Benefits. What will the outcome of taking this course be on them? What will the outcome be? What is the benefit? Features. How do we get to that benefit? What are the means and methods? Are there videos that they're going to watch? Are there worksheets that they're going to download? Is there kind of homework that's entailed? Is there a little bit of coaching that goes along with it? Features and benefits are important. You want to lead with benefits because benefits are what sell the course. The features, in other words, how it's put together, is what helps people understand what they're buying. It's also important, but benefits are way, way more important. So far, possibility, pain, expert story positioning, unique method or system that you have, benefits, features, and then anchors. This is price anchoring. This is where you want people to have some context for why you're charging what you're charging and how much it's worth. So what you could say in our example of lose your last 15 pounds, you could say hiring a personal trainer to work with you for X amount of hours would cost you $2,000, but my system is only $200. So you're getting, 10x the value for 1/10 of the cost. Or when I was doing Preaching Donkey, a lot of times what I would say is, if you were to get this information in a seminary class, that one class would cost you $2,500 easily. But my course was $300. So compared to a $2,500 seminary course, it was incredibly valuable. So anchor it and then show how it's valuable. Next is bonuses. Bonuses are how you just add fuel to the fire to make it an even easier decision for people to take you up on. And you're answering questions in the bonuses that might come up where they say, well, but if I take this course, then what if I still have this question or have that issue? Answer all that stuff in the bonuses. And then guarantee. This is where it's called a risk transfer. This is where you say, when you buy this product, when you buy this course, there is no risk to you involved because I'm going to guarantee it for a certain amount of time. And then scarcity, in other words, it's going away if you're doing an open, close cart type thing, or this bonus that's involved in it is going away, or some access to me like coaching package is going away if you don't buy now, and then the button to buy. Those 11 things made him $100 million on the platform. Now, let me show you how I've done this myself. So this is my Killer Sermons Academy sales page. I ran this course for years and years and years. It's actually still available, even though I don't do a whole lot over at Preaching Donkey anymore. So what if you had a complete, easy to follow system for creating and delivering messages that captivate and inspire your listeners? There is that possibility point. Let me just mention, having a video on your sales page is really helpful. Over here, you can see how all this is put together. So the way their pages are done are divided into sections and then blocks. So inside a section, you can have as many blocks as you want and kind of keep the page flowing. So this is possibility. All right. A little bit of expert story positioning. And here's me, here's where I've been featured. I've authored some books, and then here is the pain. So maybe you can relate to me. I've tried every which way to solve this problem of figuring out how to preach. And it has been really, really hard. Some more expert story positioning. My book was a bestseller. Here's what this showed me. But what we're taught to preach doesn't work. So I'm actually showing more pain. And what I'm doing here is I'm actually agitating. I'm really drilling down on the pain that the person is feeling. So is there a solution? Yes. Here is my unique method or system. It's an end-to-end turnkey proven system to consistently create and deliver messages that captivate and inspire your listeners. Here is the benefits. Notice that I'm not listing out features. These are absolute benefits. This is the transformation. You're going to understand, you're going to determine, you're going to overcome, you're going to develop, you're going to optimize. Notice these are all verbs that are going to happen. Now I'm getting into the features. It focuses on these key areas. Here's module 1, 2, 3. On top of that, here's the bonuses. So what I've done is I've done features, I've done benefits, then features. Now I'm jumping into the bonuses. I have testimonials. That's another huge piece that's kind of scattered throughout this whole thing. Always have bonuses. And then a little bit of if it's for you, if it's not for you. Frequently asked questions. Really, really does a good job. Here's my price anchoring, because it's so powerful. It would cost me $2,500 in a one-on-one coaching session, which it would. Also, seminary would cost just as much. So $2,500 is what it's worth, but you can have it for one payment of $247. Here is my guarantee, the 60-day guarantee. And then, of course, the button to buy is here, and it's in a few different places. And when you click that button, it takes you to the pricing page, because I'm using one of the Kajabi funnels to build this. And so it goes pricing options, and then, or it goes the sales page, pricing options, and then I have a wait list if I ever close it down, and encourage people to jump on the wait list. So there you have it. At this point in our journey, by now you would have built out your mini course and you're ready to launch it. The thing that everything points to is the sales page. So you want to get the sales page right. Now, in the next 2 videos, I'm going to talk about ways to increase sales from your sales page. Tomorrow, in day 23, we're going to talk about order bumps. This is a really powerful thing that you can do on your checkout page to increase sales. And then we're going to talk about one-click upsells. But order bumps and upsells don't matter until somebody decides to buy. And they decide to buy because of what they see on the sales page. So dive in, make sure that it has all 11 of those points: possibility pane, expert story positioning, unique method or system, benefits, features, price anchoring, bonuses, guarantee, scarcity, and then the buy button. I want to mention, I don't have scarcity built into the sales page, but inside of my email funnel, there's ways to put scarcity there. For example, I could say, if you buy this week, you get it for this special discount, you get this bonus included. I'll evaluate one of your sermons, but it's only this week that you joined, that you opted in. So there's ways to do it. I encourage you to experiment with what you can. And if you want to see a full picture of how, not just your copywriting, but how you build out your entire business and make that first $1,000 a month consistently, go to lanesebring.com/workshop. This is my Turn What You Know into Dough workshop, where I'm going to show you how to make that first $1,000 a month in passive income in your spare time. It's free, it's on demand. You can watch it right now. In this video, I'm going to give you a simple way to increase your sales on Kajabi, and that is through order bumps. An order bump is simply a checkbox that goes on your checkout page as someone is in the process of purchasing your course. They've entered their email address, they've entered their credit card, and then just before they hit purchase, there's a little box that they can check to say, yes, I want to add XYZ thing. And it typically is a low cost item that you add on as an order bump. And I have played around with this, done this for years, made a lot of money doing it. And I've learned a few things about how to make an order bump good and make it appealing to the people that are joining. Here is my sales page that I used for a long time over at Preaching Donkey. This is Killer Sermons Academy. And if we go to the checkout page, it's going to bring up, this is my checkout page. We've looked at this in depth. This right here is the order bump. And then what you do is you go right here to build your order bump, and you decide kind of what is the copy that you're going to put in there. Here is where you actually select the product itself. And then down here, you can see that it says it was 67, add now for 47. That one change took this from being about a 20% to an 80% conversion. Here's what I mean. When I first put this on there, it was just 67 bucks, take it or leave it. And I got about 20% of people, 1 out of 5 people would say, yeah, I'll take it. I simply marked out the 67, lowered the price to 47, showed that difference, $20 difference, 1/3 reduction. And it took it from 20% of the time to 80%. So all of a sudden, 4 out of 5 people would take me up on it. So over here in the checkout page, this is what it looks like. And if we go to a preview, here's what it looks like on the actual checkout page. Add Storytelling Secrets Masterclass. In this action-packed course, discover how to leverage the power of storytelling in sermons. We explain we explore in depth why you should tell stories, when and how to find, step-by-step process, must-dos. I just basically bullet out like, here's what you're going to get. It needs to be enough where it's like at a glance, they can kind of like read through this and see like exactly what they're going to get. Plus there's some Q&A bonus on storytelling. Regular price $67, add it now for $47. They just click that little button, yes. And then once their credit card information is in there, they just hit complete my purchase and it takes the sale from $397 to $444. This happens over and over and over and over because of the order bump. Now, what makes a good order bump? A good order bump is typically low enough to be a impulse buy. Like it needs to be something they can buy quickly. They don't have to think about it. That's why 47 is a good price point. Anything lower than that is also good, but it's something that they can easily buy. Think about when you are at the checkout at the store that you go to, Walmart, wherever you go, Target, and you're at the checkout and there's like gum, the gum's not $95. It's like $1.80 or $3.80 or something like this. Sure, it's a low price point. You can easily just grab the gum, throw it on there. Oh yeah, I want gum. I want a candy bar, whatever it is. And that's how you want to think about this. It needs to be low priced enough. And so if my course was only $100, my order bump would probably be lower. But because my course is $400, adding a $50 order bump is not that big of a deal. It just kind of makes sense. So think about it in terms of that. And then the content needs to be like a really good add-on. Like think of it almost like something that would be a bonus on the course. So like this course is all about how to preach better. And so adding a bonus on storytelling would be really good. But if you pull that bonus out and add it as an order bump, it also does really well. Other order bumps that I've seen work well is like checklist, maybe a workbook that goes along with the course, some type of like PDF that helps them take action on the course. Could be templates or swipe files. Anything like that can really, really complement the course and go a long way. The people who are most likely to purchase from you are people who have already purchased from you. So that's why using stuff like a one-click upsell is such a smart move. It gives you an opportunity to add even more value and make another transaction with someone who's already transacting with you. The way this works on Kajabi is they're in your checkout page, they buy something from you, and they hit purchase. And then the very next screen that they see actually tells them, hey, you can purchase this next thing right now for X amount. And this is where like their credit card is already in there. They've already purchased. The transaction is still kind of live and they can either hit no thanks, I'm not interested, or yes, purchase. This is a golden opportunity to sell something at a discount or at full price and get a massive amount of conversions on it. So we are here in my sales page. I've been showing you this. This is a course that I did over at Preaching Donkey. Yesterday, I showed you order bumps. Today, I'm going to show you upsell. So to go to upsell, you click here, create an after purchase flow. An upsell is an additional offer that customers can also purchase after buying one of your other offers. A downsell gives you another chance to make a sale if a customer declines the initial upsell. Your downsell can offer a discount on the same product or a different product. So, they purchase your course and you have an opportunity to say, hey, do you want this other thing? And that's called an upsell. A downsell is when you say, okay, you didn't want that. Do you want this other thing that costs less, or maybe this initial thing that you declined, maybe at a discount? I do not recommend doing do you want this thing you just declined at a discount? I think that violates a little bit of trust. I don't feel super strongly on this. I could be convinced otherwise, but typically, like if I am on like an app and they're like, hey, buy a year of the app. It's only $12.99 for the year or something. And I hit decline and they're like, oh, it's only $6.99. Just, you have to buy right now. It gets me thinking like, if I just wait long enough, then I'll eventually get a discount. You don't really want people thinking that about your brand. You want to be a premium brand, not a discount brand. That's not to say that you can't ever discount, but you want to do that strategically and not just because like, oh, you didn't buy, like, let me ask you this way. I wouldn't do that. Instead, I would say, okay, you didn't want this, you didn't want my flagship course, maybe you would prefer to have my mini course. That's a perfectly legitimate way to do it. So what you do here, you can see that I have an upsell offer that is currently inactive, but like if I want to add an upsell, I can go here, I can select an offer. So let's just say that I want to add in my advanced coaching community, annual subscription, upsell title, add advanced coaching, oh gosh, advanced coaching community description. I'd put in my awesome community. I mean, I'm going to obviously add to this. It's going to be like, in this community, you're going to be with, other people to help learn and grow. I'm going to add an image or a video. The really cool thing here is I can have a video that starts playing right away where I say, hey, thank you so much for purchasing XYZ course. So glad that you're in. I want to invite you to join my community, right? So it kind of gives that initial and then you can have make additional purchase. This is what the button's going to say, or no thanks, take me to my purchase. So I might say, instead of make additional purchase, I might say something like, yes, purchase community, subscription, something like that. Subscription. Okay, no cancel button. So add upsell. It's going to be really, really basic product right here. So if I were to go and check out what this looks like, if I were to preview, here is what it would look like. So not a whole lot in there right now because I didn't put a whole lot in it, but they see it. There would be a video here. Yes, purchase community subscription. So I would say as soon as you have more than one product, obviously add an order bump. As soon as you have 3 products, have your main offering, your order bump, and an upsell, you can massively accelerate the amount of money you're making and add even more value to your customers. You might have heard that starting a community for your online business is cumbersome and complicated. It's actually not, and I'm gonna show you in this video how to do it on Kajabi in a simple way, how to get started with your community and get going as fast as possible. This is step-by-step exactly what to do. If you go to new product on Kajabi, go to community, and it's gonna bring this up. Create a vibrant and engaging community with multiple groups to create unique areas for your members to interact or monetize differently. Inside the community, you can do live video recordings, post feed. There's a post feed. There's a mobile app that you can attach to it. You can do meetups and you can do challenges. This is an exciting way to, let's say that you have a course, that you've got students in your course, you've got your free content on YouTube or Instagram or wherever you do free content, and you've got this body of people, you got this student body, if you will, in your courses, and you're trying to figure out how do you keep not only the connection going, but how do you keep the coaching in an ongoing way that's accessible for those people. In other words, the price is accessible. The price point's low enough per month where it's like maybe they wouldn't want to do coaching necessarily, at least not ongoing. Maybe a mastermind would be a little bit too expensive, but a community that's $50 a month, $70, $80, $100 a month instead of $500 or $1,000 a month for a mastermind. This is something that they would do. If you want to do that, this is an amazing way. You can do challenges, you can do meetups, all of that. So we're going to get into it. We're going to build a community right here in front of you. We're going to get started, and it's going to take us here. Give your community a title. My fun new community. Description. In this community, we are going to challenge each other to build and grow amazing online businesses. Okay, so something like that. Continue. All right, so you can upload a cover image. This is 1280 by 720, which that ratio is 16 by 9. Same thing that you would find on like a YouTube video. Okay, so I just picked the graphic from my course, 6-Figure Fastlane, which by the way, you can find at lanesebring.com/fastlane. But this is the right proportion for the size, so I went ahead and put that in there. So 6-Figure Fastlane is the graphic. You can put anything you want in there. Now what you want to do is we're going to go next and we're gonna add an access group. So these are communities can have multiple groups which contain topics, organize groups of people, and restrict access to content. This is one of the things that I love about the way Kajabi does communities is you can have within your community, you can have certain access groups that are available to everyone and other access groups that maybe are only available to certain people or certain paths. So let's say that you have some people that have taken your flagship course and you want to kind of get those people into an access group so that they can discuss that exact course. But then you have other people who have maybe taken a different course and you want them in the community, but you're going to put them in a different access group. And maybe there's another access group where those two groups collide. You can really set it up however you want. So let me just say access group flagship course. Okay. I probably wouldn't call it this. I'm just doing a test community. I would give it a more, appealing name, but I'm just giving you this example. So if we hit continue, now the community, we're going to decide whether it's paid or free. Choose whether this community is paid or free. If it's paid, set its price and payment options. Don't worry, you can change this later. So I'm going to say paid. And because I'm using my kind of sample website here, I don't have Kajabi payments set up, but if I did, I would just give it a paid amount. And you can go through there and it's just like any other offer that you price, you put in what you want it to be, in this case, per month. And so in this example, I might say like $97 a month is what this community is going to be. But for now, I'm going to skip for now, and it's going to save all of that information. This is what the community looks like when you first build it. So over here, you can kind of see in the sidebar, it's got my graphic, it's got my face, my fun new community. In this community, we're going to challenge each other to build and grow amazing online businesses. And then there's a leaderboard. This is fun. These are the people who are the most involved in the community. So one of the things that you can do is you can attach challenges to the leaderboard so that people want to be involved in the community. One of the biggest challenges that any membership site person has, and I had a membership site, ran it for about a year, ended up closing it down, might do it again in the future. I've made multiple videos on the challenges that I had with membership sites, but the community feature wasn't here back then. Kajabi didn't have it yet. So one of the challenges that I had back in those days was keeping people engaged, going to the group and discussing things, because that's really where the value is. And so this makes it really fun. You can kind of gamify people being involved in it. Up here, you have your feed. Think of this like like what you would find on Facebook, only it's curated because it's only the people who are paying to be in the group or members of the group. Challenges, you can set up challenges. They can be attached to any kind of thing that you want. And it's really fun. And you can learn more here with a quick start guide, which why build a community best practices for heroes. Why build a community in the first place? So move your most engaged members off of social media sites where you have less control. One of the things about a community that is inside of Kajabi, or that's either paid or free, is you have control over the way things go inside that community. If you have a Facebook group, Facebook can change the rules anytime they want. They can make it harder for you to access your people. None of that is an issue with when you do it on Kajabi. Engage your members over the long term without dependence on social algorithms. Cultivate a warm community. Reduce the time you spend answering questions, as members can help each other. That's a huge one. Expand on the existing value from other products. Have a place to share exclusive content and behind the scenes peeks, and then enjoy the reward of seeing the impact you're making. So that's a really cool guide. There's more on that page, but you can do challenges. And then meetups are where you can create a live event where either you as the owner of the community go in and host the event, or you can set it up where other people can do meetups and host the event. And then over here, we have circles. So the access group is the access group for the flagship course, but inside of it, you can do circles. So there's like a Q&A circle, and I can go in and I can add more circles for people to be a part of. The best way to learn how to kind of do a community is to build one and click around and build out the different elements of it. And then you can build an offer, attach it to it. Newsletters seem to be taking the world by storm. If you are following anybody like Justin Welsh or Dickie Bush over at Ship 30 for 30, you know that writing online is huge, and having your own newsletter, not just a kind of update of what's going on in your business, but a value-driven newsletter where you send it out every week and you solve a problem for your subscribers. That is a huge business right now, and it's a massive opportunity for you. If you're in online business and you're looking for another way to generate leads, in other words, get people on your email list and then convert those leads into customers because you're providing massive value to them, a newsletter is something you should look at. And in this video, I'm going to show you how to build out your newsletter right inside Kajabi, because that is one of the products that they now offer is a newsletter. So you're going to go inside your Kajabi dashboard, you're going to go to new product, and then click over here on newsletter. Turn your knowledge into a highly engaging email and web experience. Create a newsletter to grow your business and build direct relationships with your audience. I love that Kajabi is doing this. I think it's fantastic, and I love that you can build it out inside. And so we're gonna build one out for you right in front of you. I'm gonna show you step by step how to do it. Available features: visual editor, social embeds, schedule post, and subscriber analysis. All right, here we are. Add a newsletter to share your knowledge and grow your audience. So I'm going to call this My Good Newsletter. I would not suggest this title. You want to do something better. In this newsletter, I provide weekly tips and strategies to grow your online business. In terms of the thumbnail, you can pick something straight from your computer. I'm just sticking my graphic inside there for Six Figure Fastlane, which is my course. Okay, next, add a paid newsletter tier. So set up pricing if you plan on charging for your newsletter or providing exclusive newsletter posts for paid subscribers. Don't worry, you can change this at a later time. So I am actually going to, for this purpose, keep it as a free newsletter, because the way I'm viewing this and the way that I suggest to view it, especially at first, is to view it as an extension of your content. The difference is with this, people have to subscribe for free, but to your email list, they subscribe to get the newsletter. But part of the appeal of the newsletter is that it's free. So it works like its own lead generating tool, and you get people in your funnel, and then you can sell them from there. So next, My Good Newsletter. In this newsletter, I provide weekly tips and strategies to help grow your online business. So I'm going to hit new post, and I am able to write my first newsletter, and then I can write the content goes here. And then I can publish it. Now, if I go to settings, so let me save. Okay, so this is where I can add a thumbnail for the post, a tag list, who the author is, and then if I want it to be shared publicly, I can have a slug and do the SEO and all of the different things there, which is pretty cool. So if I go back, one of the things it says is my current theme doesn't support customizing newsletters, so I got to update my theme. So if I wasn't doing a demo, I would just click update and run an update. So there are 0 subscribers. I have an open rate of 0% and a click rate of 0% because I just started it. You just watched me start it. So down here, it actually created 3 posts for me using AI based on the information that I gave it. We're going to look at those. Before we do, I want to mention, if you're looking at this and you're like, okay, how do I even get started? Much less a newsletter, but how do I even just get started online? How does it all work? And how do I get to my first $1,000 per month? Turn What You Know into Dough, the workshop. That's where you're going to go. It's free. It's on demand. You can watch it right now. And I'll show you the 4 steps that you need to build an online business and get to your first $1,000 per month. It's free. It's right there for you. LaneSebring.com/workshop. So let's click on one of these and see what they came up with. Engage and grow. Build a loyal customer base for your online business. Hello there, fellow entrepreneurs. Welcome to this week's edition of our newsletter. Understanding your customers, engaging your customers, growing your customer base. So here's the thing. What this does, and this is one of the things that Kajabi is doing these days that I really like. They're wanting to help you turned from like looking at a blinking cursor on a blank page and having to like be a writer to looking at a body of work and becoming an editor. So they're using AI more and more, but they're not overusing it. They're just using it to give you something to like bounce off of. And in this case, they gave me 3 examples of posts that I can at least see and go, okay, here's what it looks like. It's a very simple, layout, but I can play with it. I can make it better. I can use the post. I cannot use the post. They're just drafts right now. I can publish them, not publish them is totally up to me. But it's all there. So they have another one called maximizing profits, leveraging social media, optimizing your website. So they all have the same basic, title, 3 kind of points. So this is all there for you. It's pretty cool. If we hit this little eye and we want to preview what it's going to look like on the web, this is what it's going to look like on the site. So down here, you can have responses if you want. You can turn those off if you don't want it. And then people can subscribe and you can have it down there. So this is like a public page, but people can subscribe to it. And you can decide if you don't want it to be public and only people can subscribe, you can do all that in there. So that is how you start a newsletter inside Kajabi. When it comes to Kajabi, I've often been asked, what about digital downloads? What if I just want to have a page where people can go to and download my digital download assets and I want to charge for them? Will Kajabi do that? And the answer is yes, they will. They have rolled out digital downloads as a part of their product suite. We're going to dive into it today. I'm going to show you exactly how to build your digital download page and add to it. So let's jump right in. So you're going to go to products, go to new product, go to download, upload and sell digital files to your audience. Monetize your expertise by selling downloadable files directly to your customers. Downloads make it simple and secure to offer PDFs, documents, and more to grow your business. So available features are file downloads, file security, flexible file support, and analysis. Download details. Create your download to share your knowledge and start monetizing your audience. So I'm going to say my amazing guide. Brief description. This guide will help you grow your business. Thumbnail image, choose a thumbnail. I'm going to select a recent file. I'm just going to put in my course graphics, 6-figure Fastlane. If you haven't checked that out, you should. lanesebring.com/fastlane. All right, so choose files. So add files to create a robust set of resources for your members to download. So here we're going to choose a file from my device. Okay, in this case, I'm literally just making it a JPEG just to give this example. So let's say that you want, and the JPEG I picked was my thumbnail from one of my previous videos that I did about Alex Hormozi. If you want to check that out, you can find it. But so it's just a JPEG. An example would be, let's say that you had a graphic that was like a calendar, 12-month planner, but it's just a 1-pager and it's a JPEG. Well, there would be an example of that. So you can add files and edit their names later. So I'm going to hit next. So you can offer, make this free or paid. I'm going to keep it at free. Again, if you want to go paid, it will just ask you how much you want to charge and you'll put in the information there, make the, build the offer. So there it is. And if we go to preview, we can go right here and there's files and I can go download all. So right here, this is the graphic for this download and I can hit download all and it's going to download that JPEG. And because it's free, it's just right there. So you can make this a page on your website that's kind of hidden that you send people when they opt in to get the download. Or if it's paid, they would hit purchase and they would go through a checkout page, which we talked about how to build all that out in this playlist. So that is how you build a digital download. What I love about this is for a long time, you had to kind of go somewhere else to build out digital downloads if you wanted them to be on your site. Now you have it all built in. If you're trying to build a passive income style online business, in this video, I'm going to show you the secret sauce to making that happen. And that is an auto webinar. This is a webinar that you set up in advance that's on demand that people can register for and watch. That webinar is then used to help that person and give them an offer. You can do it all inside Kajabi, and I'm gonna show you exactly step-by-step how to set up an auto webinar, the things that I would avoid, the things that I would do, and you're gonna be able to get started right away. So let's go ahead and dive in. I'm actually gonna show you behind the scenes of how I built my main webinar, my current webinar for this channel, which is my Turn What You Know into Dough workshop. So what you're looking at here is the main landing page. So this is a lanesebring.com/workshop. The way I do this is I like to have my main domain, which is lanesebring.com, and then I just like to have a one-word slug. So /fastlane if it's my course, or /workshop if it's this. What that does is it keeps everything consistent. lanesebring.com/Kajabi. All of that is the way I do it. You don't have to do it that way, but what that does is it just makes it easier to kind of communicate these things. Get instant access to the free workshop and discover the 4 steps to making your first $1,000 per month of passive income in your spare time. So there's a couple things going on this page. This is an image that's just a graphic that I made in Canva of like the graphic to the webinar inside of a laptop. That's all that is. And then over here in Kajabi, this is an intake form, or this is an opt-in form. So they put their name, put their email, and they can get instant access to the webinar. This page is built right here. So this is under website and then landing page. And you can see these are the components that are in there. So the way I do an auto webinar is, instead of, like, there's a way to do this, and you can do this on Kajabi. I just don't like it. I don't recommend it. Where people register and then they're given like 3 options. An option that's like 15 minutes from now, and then an option that is, a day from now, and then an option that's like 2 days from now. And they pick the one they want to go to. And this goes back to the days when people were doing auto webinars, but they wanted to kind of act like they were live. And I remember in my early days of online business, I remember getting on one of these that was done by somebody. It was it was a YouTube ad that popped up, and it was, I watched the ad and whatever he was saying about trying to make money, I was interested in that. And he had a webinar, and I clicked on there, and it's like, next live webinar coming up in 15 minutes. It's like, wow, 15 minutes. I get to attend a live webinar. And sure enough, I get on there and that guy's on there. And I thought, wait a second, it's like a Saturday night at like 10 o'clock. I'm like, is this guy really doing a live webinar on a Saturday night at 10? And it was intricate. I mean, he had like people that were responding in the chat to make it seem like it was live. There was enough things that he had done behind the scenes to make this seem like you were on a live call with a real person hosting the event right then. And yet, if you registered for it 30 minutes later, you would get that exact same experience, because it was just an on-demand freaking auto workshop, just like what I'm helping you build. So I don't like anything that makes someone think that I'm trying to trick them. There's already enough people that think that online business is some kind of scam. And so I don't want to do anything that will fuel that fire, because it's truly just as straightforward as it can be. It is a workshop. It is free. It's on demand. It's pre-recorded. It's not something that I'm trying to make seem like it's live. So instead of, when they register, they have 3 options. As soon as they put their name and email, the next page they see is the webinar. It's the video webinar that they can just watch. And so that page is right here. So that goes down, let's see, where is it? Turn What You Know into Dough workshop. So this is the page that they get if they, once they're in. So it says, welcome, you're in. Hey, Lane Sebring here. That's me. I'm so pumped that you're here to watch the workshop. By the way, if you haven't registered for this workshop, I feel like I should mention it. lanesebring.com/workshop. It is great. I'm going to show you the 4 things that you need to do to make your first $1,000 in passive income. Totally, you should do it. It's free. It's on demand. It is pre-recorded. It is not live. That's why I say it's on demand, but well worth your time. So you're going to discover my proven 4-step system to make your first $1,000 a month in passive income. And then this is just the video is embedded in there. Now at the bottom, so you notice that this experience up here is relatively uninterrupted. A little bit of headline, some text, and then the video to watch. And it's me really close to the camera, okay? But then it's literally, it just goes through the workshop, all right? And it's long. Now, towards the end of it is when I start talking about how if you want to go further with this information, like there's two options. One option is you take what I've taught you, because I've taught you a lot in this webinar, and you go and you apply it. Or if you want my direct help in a systematic step-by-step way, then consider joining Six Figure Fastlane. And that's where this link comes in down here, which takes you to Six Figure Fastlane's like sales page, okay? So this is like as simple as possible. This is not, I didn't even like go into Kajabi and set up a funnel. It is literally, there's a few steps. So when they are on that other page, so let me go back to where we started, because I want you to see exactly how this is put together. So inside of so turn what you know into dough workshop. This is the registration page. This right here is connected to a form. All right. So the form is turn what you know into dough. If I click on edit my forms, it's going to bring up forms, and that's under marketing and then forms. So you would go to forms, you put in the like new form. In this case, I put in turn what you know into dough workshop, and it tells me like what they're going to get. So it's name, email, and then this down here is really important. So when the form is submitted, subscribe them to an email sequence, and this is the turn what you know into dough email sequence, and this is what makes it just a passive income machine. Because what happens is they like register for the webinar, the workshop, and they get immediate access to it. But let's just say that, you know, they're busy. They were just like kind of clicking around on buttons, you know, and they were like, oh, I'll go ahead and register. I'm not going to watch right now. Well, so they have the video, it's in one of their browsers or it's on their phone, and they just forget about it. Well, because they registered, now they're in my email sequence where I'm going to send them the workshop in an email as well. And then they're also going to get my kind of standard funnel, which is always going to add even more value. It's going to serve them at an even deeper level. And then it's going to offer them to purchase one of my products to help them at a deeper level. Again, an offer. They can take it, they can leave it, whatever. They can unsubscribe or they can stay subscribed. But this is kind of the method. And so that's what that form is. So if we go back to the page that we were on, which is this form, when they put in name and email, does all of that because it's connected right here. I connected it to turn what you know into dough. And so then the landing page, so the thank you page, this is like what happens after they click get instant access. So I hit go to this landing page, and that's turn what you know into dough, which is this page right here. Okay. So that's how it's set up inside Kajabi, and then it's connected back to an email sequence. There's a few things that I love about this. One, it's pretty simple to set up. We have 2 landing pages, 1 form, and then a couple of email automations. All right, super simple to do. It doesn't require anything beyond just that. There's no fancy funnel. If you've got your automation set up where the form immediately subscribes them to that email sequence, and then when they get that first email, it subscribes them to my main funnel. So win-win, my main set of emails. I love this. It's a wonderful feature. Kajabi does live webinars as well. I've talked about that. But at this point, if you're like, hey, I've got an idea for my course and all this stuff, and you're wondering, what does it look like down the road once I've launched my course and I just want to have like a business that is on autopilot running itself, this is what it looks like. I'm going to show you how to get to 6 figures using Kajabi as quick as possible. In this video, I'm going to tell you the 3 first products that I would make. I'm going to tell you what my content strategy would be, and I'm going to tell you how to put it all together using Kajabi. I'm going to show you how to carry it on through to 6 figures. All right, so the first thing that I would do is make sure that I have my content strategy locked in, because this entire thing is built on content. Content is what does the heavy lifting for you. content is what proves your worth as an online business owner and as a course creator and as someone who has something to say and sell. Your content speaks for you in ways that you could never do if you were just cold calling or you were just even word of mouth. Your content is so important. So lock in your content strategy. You need to be doing at least 1 or 2 main pieces of content each week. Now, what that means for me is YouTube. For you, it might be something different. It could be written piece of content. It could be something like a major post on LinkedIn or on Medium if you're into writing. It could be an audio podcast. But figure out what your channel is that you are going to do your main content, and then share that content on different social media platforms. Now, remember, the main point of your content is not just to build an audience, it's to build a targeted audience. So make sure that your content is focused on the exact people and you're solving the exact problem that they have. And make it very clear what kind of problem that your content addresses and that it solves it. And then do that in your content. And don't worry about giving away too much. Be very, very generous with your free content. Do this without fail every single week. Now make sure in your content that you are always calling to action on your lead magnet. What does that mean? It means that in every piece of content, you're inviting people to go deeper with you so that you can help them at an even deeper level, serve them in a more complete way. And you do that by offering them your lead magnet, which is a free resource that's helpful, that will give people something that they can use right away. Now, what this does is it gets them on your email list. So you have your content locked in place. You've got a really good, compelling lead magnet. You've got a landing page and all that kind of technical stuff built out so that when you say go to such and such place, they know where to go. They get your lead magnet, they end up on your email list. Now, this is where the money starts to be made, because once they're on your email list, you can actually offer them something. So we talked about what to put in the email list, how to give more value. I'm going to start talking now about the 3 products that I would build first. The very first thing that I would do is offer coaching. So if you're on Kajabi, right here is the coaching product. We've already done a whole video building out a coaching product, but I would offer coaching right away. There are people who will want to buy from you quicker than you would even think. As soon as you're making content and you're building up your know, like, and trust factor, people know you, people like you, people trust you, your content's doing the heavy lifting, you've given them even more value, and then you say, if you would like direct access to me, I can help you in a one-on-one coaching situation. A lot of people will take you up on that because they'll want direct access to the person that they see making the videos or making the content. So make coaching right away. The reason why I like this is you can get started making money before you've even built out a course. Now, while you're coaching people, you're going to do the next thing, which is build out your first course. And I want you to focus on a mini course that solves one problem, solves it really well, and offer it at a price point that is a no-brainer. I like to think somewhere between $50 and $200. That's the range where most people don't really have to think that much. They just buy it if they want it, especially if it comes to something where they're solving a problem that they came to you to solve. You've got this course that's going to guide them through solving this problem in a very methodical, step-by-step, complete package kind of way. $99 for that is really not much to most people if your content's honed in and you've got a good email sequence. Again, all of that is in this series if you want to go back and watch it. So make the mini course. So now we've got a coaching product and we've got a mini course. Get those up and launched as fast as you can. The third thing that I would do is actually a group cohort style online course. What this is it's kind of a blend between a membership site and a course, but the course is being kind of done live. So the reason why I like this is because you can get a group of 8 to 10 to 12 people, meet with the group every week for like 6 to 8 weeks, where you teach through a set of material. Now, this is eventually going to become your flagship course. So what this does is you get people and you kind of market it as it's a live course where I'm teaching in real time, but there's also live Q&A, and then you attach the community element to it. So I would do the course, I would do coaching, and then I would build a live cohort style online course. Now, If you do this well and your course is selling, you've got a few one-on-one clients, and you're running the live cohort style online course, maybe 2-3 times a year, you will get to 6 figures quicker than you think. Because if you think about it, 6 figures is only $8,334 a month. That's all it is. $8,334 a month is 6 figures. Getting to $8,334, if you're doing all 3 of these things, you've got one-on-one coaching clients that you can charge the most money for because they get direct one-on-one access to you. You've got a course that is selling, you're making content, so you've got people coming into your funnel, buying the course, and you're doing these live cohort style online courses where you're able to charge $1,200, $1,500 per person to participate. You can get to $8,334 way faster than you might think. Now, what you do next is you take the material that you used in the live cohort style online course. I don't know why I say it in the complete way every time. Live cohort style online course. You take all that and you build your flagship course. Now, instead of the mini course price of $50 to $200, you're going to think of this as somewhere between $200 and $500. The reason why is because this is not an impulse purchase necessarily. This is something that represents your entire body of content. It's like if somebody wants your complete package, this is it. The reason why I don't build this first is because I want to have some reps in coaching people one-on-one, having built a course at a smaller level to see how people respond to it, walking people through content live in the live course. I want to do all of that so that by the time I build my flagship course, I've got all of that information and all of that experience behind me to pour into this flagship course. Now, once you have this, you've got a massive product suite. You've got one-on-one coaching. You can still do a live cohort style online course if you want to. You've got the mini course and you have the flagship course. You put all of that into your evergreen system and it will work for you. By the way, if you want to get a detailed way to put all of this together, I have a free workshop called Turn What You Know Into Dough. It's free, it's on demand. You can watch it today, lanesebring.com/workshop. It's the 4 steps to building out your first $1,000 per month consistently in your online business. And if you do that, it will put you on a path to 6 figures. But when it comes to this plan, probably the most technical thing that I've mentioned was that live cohort style online course. And it's so important. I want you to know how to do it exactly right. So click on this playlist right here where I'll show you step by step exactly how to build that out.